What is up, everybody? I think I'm live, and just give me a minute. It's been a while since I've been live. Been busy, so I figure I'd get live this weekend. What's today? Sunday? Yeah, we got the futures opening up tonight. Am I live? Why do I look crooked? That don't look right. Okay, that looks right. That looks right. If I have any problems, let me know. I appreciate that. And I got the comments right there. And all right, now I gotta bring up my OBS. Shoot. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be my chat's supposed to be right there. All right, so if someone's in here, do me a favor. Put something in the chat because I gotta run a test. I gotta make sure the chat window's working. I have no idea. But we just figure we get on here and talk about what you want to talk about. We talked about last week. I want to talk about the FANG stocks, all the reversals. It was really crazy, and it's really it's extremely negative. You know, I'm not feeling that price action that we had last week. You know, excellent earnings by all of those FANGs for the most part, and Facebook, you know, Facebook was the winner. I actually think Facebook might actually come down to the regular price, but we'll take a look at it. The price it was before the pop, but Facebook was really undervalued, man. I was actually in Facebook heavy, and I wound up just getting out. If you watch me, I got out somewhere around 260. I was just like, I'm done. The thing, I mean, stocks was just booming, going up forever. All of them, except for Facebook. And you know, I lost so much money, not on Facebook, but on opportunity costs, because I could have had that money and been in other things that was actually going up. And I finally just bailed. And it was a good decision for a few months because the stock actually went lower, lower, and lower. And I wanted to jump in, right? I think it hit 250. And I wanted to jump in. I just wanted to go face first. And I didn't do it. I just like, man, I was feeling negative. I was like, man, 250 is probably going out 220. I don't know. I just wasn't in that right mind frame, even though it was right there as support. And it's been coming up, and I've been expecting it to go right back down. And no, that was the run. That was the real run. And basically, but from 250 to where it is now, 325, something like that. So that's good, man. I was long Facebook for a long time. Okay, there's some, I'm looking. All right, so I got the jewelry box in here trading. Hey, JRH, what's up? And Miko, good to have you going live. Yeah, you requested me to go live, so this video's for you. And I'm like, you know, I haven't been alive in a long time. And one of the reasons why, there's a couple of reasons. One, I don't really have time. Well, I don't, generally, when I go live, it's going to be longer than me making a pre-recorded video that's 10 minutes, right? Because I'll sit here and keep it going as long as you guys are communicating. So it can go an hour or two. So that's what I mean. I don't have time. Number two, the live videos don't do as well as the pre-recorded videos. Why? I don't know. It's this phenomenon. I got all the Google Analytics and I look at the live. It even breaks it down. And live videos, terrible with mine. I mean, shoot, it's bad enough my regular videos suck. You mean, as far as I don't get a lot of views. You guys know that, man. I'm trying to grow the channel, blow it up. But the live videos are terrible, man. I might get like 18 views on them. And most of those people were you guys that's in the live. So I appreciate everybody that's in here. You know what I mean? And then that's it. It's just, I don't get it. So if you look at the count, after this video's over, check out how many views it's got. And then come back later and then look how many views it's got. Just kind of track this video and then compare it to the other videos that I do. And you'll be like, damn, you're right. The dude gets no views on the lives. So that's why I kind of stopped doing lives. But it's interesting. I got to start doing more because I really like doing them. But, I've been doing a lot of work at work. And so, yeah, come home, I do the pre-recorded video. And one thing about that is I got to upload it. I got to create it. And so there is extra time in making it. I could drop a pre-recorded video in 10 minutes. It's like I'm shooting it live. For the most part, there's no editing except for when I'm doing the clips back and forth. But the content that comes out of my mouth is really live. And then I got to render it, upload it, and then type all the comments and all that stuff in Google, you know, and all that stuff. So anyway, there it is. So don't put yourself down. You are one of the best out there. I appreciate that because my shit be right. It do, you know. It's like I really keep, like I always say, I keep the all the shit off my screen. You know, I keep it simple for the most part. That's it. Yeah, just keep it simple, and it works. It really does, man. Trend line, support and resistance, volume, stochastic. That's all I need. That's all I need. And I can help you guys, you know, get stock picks, some market direction. You know, nothing's perfect. Nobody's an ace at this, but all you gotta do is get more right than you are wrong. And yeah, so I'm glad you see that. I'm glad you appreciate that. And one of the other things that I think that I'm not as popular, and y'all can let me know. I think I'm old. You know, this is like a young man's game, right? Everyone that's on YouTube that's kind of like, you know, got the community going on, it's like they like in their 20s. They never seen a down market ever. And you can't count last March. If you blinked, you missed the downturn. The thing was down and up like that, you know? So, and then even most of them got in then. They got in at the bottom. So they've been, you know, trading and everything is up, right? Up. They don't know it. The market be down a day. 1 day, 2 days is they bear market, you know? So I'm looking at the stock, the S&P right now. So let's go ahead and talk about that. You said, oh, babe says I'm really the best. The jewelry box, when y'all see her in the comments, she's got the hammer. She's my babe. That's my girlfriend, if you don't know. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the SPY. So I'm going to talk about the SPY. I'm going to talk about the and then the FANGs and stuff like that, because and just try to see what's maybe going to happen. I predicted earlier in the week. My comments is not working on my OBS, which is terrible. So I can't. Let me switch. It's going to take me a little bit to get used to what's going on here. All right, so I'm taking myself off. All right, so I'm off. And let me see if I can get the comments back. All right, so wait, I think I'm off. Shoot, I don't even know. Oh, yeah, I'm off. All right, I'm looking at delayed action, so I'm sorry. All right, so here's the SPY. And I'm just trying to set it up. You guys can read that. You can see what's going on. This is so obvious what's going to happen, right? We got a channel. Right? We got a channel and the SPY, and this is an index of 500 stocks. It's right at the top of the channel. I mean, it hasn't broke through this channel. I mean, this channel starts way back here in November. Why would it bust through this channel and go straight up? Most likely it's not going to do that. It's going to come back down. It's going to come back down even into these moving averages, right? These things are already steep. And you've seen the action. You've seen the Netflix. I think Netflix started it all. You've seen the Apple action. You've seen the Microsoft action. You've seen the Amazon action. It was up like 200 points and closed negative or something like that, right? You've seen, and these are signs that not necessarily that we're going to crash or we're going to have a correction. Just that the market is toppy and most likely we could go sideways from here. If I could zoom in on this. Oh, shoot, wrong thing. Let me zoom in on this, right? Hopefully you can see this. So this is where I actually do some editing, trying to get you know how I zoom in on stuff like that. Anyway, you see how we up here? We don't have to kind of go way back down here. That doesn't have to happen. We could actually trek this way, right? And just kind of go up. The market's up this day. It's more up, this down. Anything to get us to the lower end of this channel. Anything. So we can go straight down. We can go sideways. And then once we get here, maybe we can continue to go up. But the S&P looks toppy, right? And I've been selling calls up here, call spreads. You can go, oh, man, I think I did 30 days out. Hopefully they close out this week. It's been actually kind of stressful because I sold them somewhere right here and we went up. But now they got like 15 deltas on them, 13 deltas. Most likely, I think it'll be a victorious trade. Basically, I sold the 430 and another trade selling the 431. So I sold the 430, 435 for protection, bought it back, and sold the 430, 430 6, right? And I did them like 8 times on one and 3 times on another. So if you see the market just start to rip, I'm losing money on those trades. But I don't think so. I think that's going to be a safe trade for me. And I think if you guys trade that way, it's probably pretty safe to sell up here. This is what would it take for the market all of a sudden to break out its channel and go straight up? If Tesla couldn't do it, if Apple couldn't do it, if Amazon couldn't do it, if Facebook couldn't do it, what is going to do it, right? And we going into the selling may go away. So, I think it's probably a safe bet to make those kind of trades. Now, I'm not saying everything is going to go down or everything is going to go sideways. There's going to be some things that, always going up. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here. But if you look at let me pull up the IWM. And then let me read Miko's comment. If I got you, if I'm saying your name right, I hope I'm not botching your name. You said, so you bought 60 shares of Amazon at $32.22 in March, and after a good quarter, it does nothing. The market seems jinxed, so you pull it out. Your comments. Well, it depends. Well, let me see if I could get myself up here. There we go. Got the glasses on. It depends, Migo. It depends if you're. See, it depends if you're making a trade, right? If this is a trade, when you bought that at $32.22, what was you thinking? You kind of got to have in your brain when you're going to sell it, right? So if you're like, hey, I'm going to buy it now, I know it's going to report earnings and it's going to go 200 points or so, then I'm going to get out. And then if it didn't happen, if whatever you had in your head was supposed to happen and it didn't happen, yeah, you need to sell. But if you're going to if it's buy and hold Amazon for the long term, go ahead and do it. Do you know there was like 22 upgrades in Amazon on Friday or whatever day they reported, the day after they reported? And one of the high price targets, I think the highest on the street is $5,500. I should bring up Amazon. Y'all can't see it. Let me pull this up real quick so I can look at it real quick. Since we're talking about Amazon, I'm going to bring the IWM. But yeah, this thing closed down $3.89. Now that's nothing for a $3,400 stock. That's just flat. But it was up like 200. It's crazy. But yeah, so the price target's 5,500, 4,500. This thing. So they expecting this thing to be up 1,000 points. When that's the thing, they'll upgrade it and give it a new price target, but they don't tell you when it's going to get there. So if this is something you could just buy and accumulate and hold on, I mean, Amazon's like, these guys are innovating every single. I mean, this stock is going higher, and if it does go lower, it's probably most likely a buying opportunity. And how do I know that? Because every single time it was, right? There's not one time this stock was down that it wasn't a buying opportunity. Why do people get scared of Amazon? So back to your question, Migo, if this is a trade, yeah, it didn't happen. What you expected didn't happen, so you want to get out. But if this is something you just want to hold in the portfolio, build some shares in it, hold on to it. It'll go higher. Just have a long-term time frame. And we'll go back to the charts and look at this. I can't see comments, by the way. Just let you know, and I'll bring them up in a minute. You can see what's happening here. You got up, sideways, up. It wouldn't surprise me that this sideways action right here was a year and a half almost. A year and a half. This one right here hasn't even been a year. So maybe this comes back into the range. I would like to see it break out, because if Amazon breaks out, the whole market will do good for the most part. It should. But suppose it comes back in the range and goes sideways, and then we hit another year and a half mark, and then it goes up, and that year and a half mark will be probably around Christmas. They got Prime Day. I think it's July 2nd, somewhere in July, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to take it to break out. Those earnings were fantastic, and it didn't break out. So I don't know, but maybe it just needs more time to consolidate. So that's my action. That's my answer to you. I trade leaps. If you follow me, you know that. That's the options. That's more than a year out, and I sell like put spreads on them. Right, so I can't remember what I got on the 2,400. I sold the 2,400. Like, I'm below the range, 2,400, 2,300, I think.
I may even got to 3,000, 2,800, something like that. And so I'm way down here, but way out here in next year. And I mean, come on, Amazon, you better be above where you are now a year from now. So it should be a winning trade. It should be. And that's how I trade. I'm patient with it and just hope these things go up, you know. All right, I'm going back. I'm going to open up these comments because I couldn't read them before. All right. Hey, Cashmatic, what's up, man? You said, do you go ARK? Isn't ARK? I mean, Tesla kind of turned around a little bit. When I think ARK, I think Tesla because Tesla is the highest, the biggest holding, right? So you said you can't find any going short term trade. Hold on. I can't read this. I got to put on my glasses. I don't know if y'all can see me. You said you can't find any going short term trade 3 to 6 months. I don't know what you're talking about. I can't understand that. I can't find any going short. You can't find any going short term trade. Oh, you can't find a trade that's going short for the next 3 to 6 months to kind of hedge your portfolio, I'm thinking you're saying. I don't know. We're in a bull market, so you got to be careful with that trade. Whatever. I mean, shorts is still getting creamed. The market kind of sucked. Let me pull. How about this view, y'all? Y'all like me in the corner? There y'all can see me because I'm very physical with it. I got to do all this stuff. Okay, so the market. I forgot. Oh, just because we had the action we had doesn't mean stocks are going to necessarily go down. But I got to tell you something. I'll give you my opinion. All right, so we talked about the SPY, and I said it could go down or sideways, right? And then I was going to pull up the IWM, which these stocks really, they was ripping. I mean, they was really bullish, and I don't know, it just kind of got, man, this looks toppy. I'm going to pull up the weekly. And you can see how, for the most part, in the beginning of the year, what is this, February? For the most part, it's sideways. It's sideways action. So I'm not thinking that, I think the SPY might start doing this number here, what we see right here. And this is just a guess. By the way, when you look at this, this is what you want your stock to look like or index if you're going to trade it in Iron Condor, right? We're not going straight. This is sideways, so you could sell up here, sell down here, and you're hoping it continues to go sideways. So this is like a perfect Iron Condor kind of trade. But you can see how it's just going sideways. Look how it was above the averages, right? And then now it's into it, right? So look what happened here when it came into the averages. See how the averages even got close? Everything just collided right there. And now look where we are. Same here. So I do think maybe another week or two. I don't know. I'm just saying maybe need some time. I do think it's going to break out from here to the upside. Why also? Because it's already going up. What goes up continues to go up. That's a saying for that. I just don't know what it is. That's my saying. I just coined that. What goes up continues to go up. So there's nothing to be concerned about looking at this chart. It's just doing what it's been doing for the last 2-3 months. We want it to break out. I mean, but it's just not. It's just kind of hanging in there. So the S&P was real bullish. And I actually think that FANG in all the techs is what was able to push the SPY up like it has been going. But now you can see it basically, the trade, those stocks always run into the numbers, right? So they all ran into the numbers, every single one of them, causing the S&P to go up, all the averages. So I was going to say the Qs, the NASDAQ, everything to go up. So the numbers came out. Well, the celebration already happened. And that was the run into the numbers. That's why you got to be very careful with stocks that run into the numbers. And this is why Facebook had the biggest pop, because it didn't, even though it ran into the numbers, Facebook didn't do shit the whole summer. It was damn near breaking lows to go to new lows. And that company's a juggernaut. That company just prints money. And everyone's so afraid, including myself, of the government, just the antitrust, right? That's what the antitrust stuff, So, but look, Mark Zuckerberg, he gets up on that hill, total profession. I mean,
I think Facebook is going to be all right. Now, so we worried about the whole Apple and the new iOS as far as opting in. You got to opt in for Facebook to track you. These guys are still going to be selling ads, all right? So you can't target as well. But we're going to see. This is still to come because people are opting in right now. I believe it's out. You just got to download it or it comes with the new phones. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But you're still going to get ads. You just not being able to get the ads that's tailored to you. But if you use Facebook, you're telling it what you like and don't like. So they kind of know what's going on with you anyway. So maybe they just don't know that that's your phone. I don't know how it's going to work, but we're going to find out. I actually think it's good. I actually think everything's going to be okay. Because where else are you going to go? Where are you going to go? All right, so the marketing isn't that pinpoint accurate. It doesn't have that pinpoint accuracy that, where are you going to go? Well, Google, maybe that's why Google's up. Google, by the way, you can pinpoint Google knows more than what Facebook knows. I don't care what anybody says. You know that, right? Start talking about something and look what Google will show you. Right? It's like, it's just amazing. Google is, somebody's listening. I don't know who it is. I think it's Google. And they know more about you. You're doing the YouTube. I mean, Google, all these apps, maps, they know where you're going. They know all. They know where you're at, track, especially if you got an Android phone. So these guys, when you put an ad in for them, and you could pinpoint exactly where you want to go, your age, location, what you like, they know all that stuff too. So that's why Google and Facebook, that's where it's at with advertising online. All right, so you want to go to Snapchat and you want to advertise in front of a bunch of kids? Well, if you're selling Hot Wheels, maybe that's a good place to go. What's Pinterest? Well, if you're selling yarn and picture frames, maybe you advertise on Pinterest. And then there's Instagram, which is Facebook, right? Facebook itself. And Google, which Google's YouTube and Google, all the sites that kind of do Google AdSense based off of Google, right? So that's it. That's where it's at. It ain't at billboards. It ain't on, no one's, all us entrepreneurs, new people, Shopify, you see them, right? We can't afford to make a TV ad, so that's not happening. And so that's where it's at. It doesn't even matter, man. You go in there. And I don't even know why I didn't think of this or convince myself this. I was already a convincer, but I unconvinced myself. Why didn't I convince myself that this is Facebook? And it doesn't even matter. All right. And any downturn was a buying opportunity. I don't know. I'll pull up some questions. All right, you said short-term trade. Do you see Lyft or Roku going higher? I'll pull them up. Next week is earnings. And then you said, Jamal, what's up? Next week, I'm thinking of swinging Walmart and AMD. AMD, didn't they report and go down? This chart is bearish. Look at all. I got out of my AMD. I had straight calls. Somewhere I had straight calls in the 100 to 130 call spread. I don't know. No, it's something like that. I can't even remember. I sold it all. I just saw some bearish action, and I just said, you know what? I'm done with AMD, especially when other stocks was popping. NVIDIA. And so I'm looking at the action. You saw that it had good earnings, and it did what every other thing did. But this right there is bearish. It just is what it is. And to tell you the truth, if you're into AMD and you say you're going to swing it, and I don't know which way that is, I'm guessing long, but you could be early. You could be early. I mean, you had the moving average cross. So look at that candle. That's a weekly candle. That means it's pretty strong. Look at the volume too. So you see that support. Look at it, right? I have a feeling that we come right back to it. Maybe we have a sell-off this week, right? Because people are scared now. Everything like what I'm saying. So where are we at? 81? Maybe. I mean, look, this thing was down 2.73%. Maybe when it gets in this area again. It doesn't have to necessarily touch that. what is that? 70, we call it 75. So it's about $6 away. Maybe if it comes down into there, maybe you can go long and play the bounce. We'll see. Look at the stochastic down here. Just kind of, yeah, it's wrong. It's just not looking pretty. Not looking pretty there, Jamal. That's AMD. And let's pull up. What's that? What's the next one? You said Walmart. I'm a fan of Walmart. I got a lot of options on Walmart. Woo! And I called this bottom right here. Remember I said, all right, I was saying, oh yeah, sell put spreads all day. And I was actually wrong on that one. Walmart came out and it dropped, which I still thought it was okay. And then it dropped some more. And I was like, oh my God, what are they doing? This is a gift. And sure enough, it's bouncing back. I really expect this thing to kind of continue going up. It was even up yesterday, right? So I guess they getting out of Amazon, going into Walmart. So, up, little bull flag, little consolidation. I actually see it going higher. I think Walmart can go higher here, but it did report last earnings it went down, and I think the earnings prior it went down. And I even think the earnings prior to that it went down. So for some reason, this thing is not Actually, I'll take that back. It pops and then drops and continues to drop, which is weird. And I think that happened here. I think that happened here, this spike right here. And what is this? No, it didn't happen yet. January, February, March. Yeah, it didn't happen yet. So that's, just be careful of that trade, right? So I think we go higher. I think it had its pullback, right? Look at right here. I already got them circled. I was getting ready to do it again. Look at that downturn. I circled it up, right? Same thing here. Same thing here. It looks like it might have a move like this, right? I'm trying to draw lines here, right? That's a whole year. From here to here, that's almost a year. And then from here to here, if you go almost a year, maybe it runs all the way into Christmas, right? And I come up with that just by looking what just happened, right? Down, look at that sharp decline. So this decline right here is 20%. This one right here is 15%. This one right here is 18%, right? So after all of those kind of declines, the reward after that's been fantastic. So from that low to here is up 40%. This one to here is up 40%. So if we get a 40% run from that bottom, that will bring us to $176. Not saying that's going to happen tomorrow, right? Or next week or next month. But if you were to draw a trend line, like the rest of them, when I say 176 puts us right here, next April, right? So there's my price target, next April. Mark it down, $176 for Walmart. It's just been tracking perfectly, and I'm going to go into the big chart. Same here. Even look here, you got your downturn. You got your downturn from top to bottom. That's 13%, right? The others was 14%. And then from that bottom to this top, 65%. So there's another run even before that. So look at the stair steps, big stairs here, right? So I'm gonna zoom in so you can see it, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, right? So Walmart, it looks great to get into. I've always been a fan of Walmart. These earnings though just depress me because this thing just drops like 15 or something percent. But I don't think it's gonna do it this time. We just had it, right? So now let's go a year of running and see what happens. Yes, Kramer's saying AMD. Yeah, you know what? Kramer's got it. He's a fanboy on certain CEOs, right? We know AMD. We know ServiceNow. Not ServiceNow. Salesforce. He's a fanboy of Apple. He's a fanboy of NVIDIA. His dog's named NVIDIA, right? Doesn't matter what these certain stocks do. He will always say buy them. Always. It don't matter. He'll never turn negative on them. So, I'm trying to think of some other ones that he's a fanboy of. But yeah, so just be careful. In AMD, if you're bullish for the long run in the chips, I have a better trade idea, actually. Yeah, remember, if you're yeah, these are buying opportunities. If you believe in it and you want to own it, it's down, you buy it. It's really that simple. Buy low, sell high, right? So you buy it. If you're trying to make a trade, I just don't think it's ready yet. I think it's early. Just by looking at the charts, I'm not looking at any fundamentals. Kramer's totally a fundamental dude. I'm just looking at the chart and it just look a little bearish, you know. So how about if you're gonna play the chips? How about just getting into the SMH? Look at that chart, right? That's the monthly. Here's the weekly, right? It's not doing what an AMD is, and then you own all chips. So you got the AMD still, and then you're in the other chips. I like this better. So you got it up, right? It's sideways. It was just at a new high in April. When was the last time AMD made a high? January. I didn't even know it was in January. I thought it was somewhere. I thought it was this high right here in August. But it did. It did made a comeback. I didn't even know that. And I was in it. I got out somewhere around 89, 88. But anyway, you can see the difference, right? So you can see that. Maybe I clear all that stuff out. How about that? There's AMD. Take a look at that. And there's SMH. It's the same pattern, but you can see how SMH is even stronger. So that's how I would play it. That's just me. That's just me. Now, like I said, if you really like if you really like AMD, you go for it. Okay, go for it. It's down. Intel. Look at that. It's the same chart as AMD and as the SMH, but it's real significant. It's gosh, what's the word? It's real exaggerated. Whatever. Look at that drop. Wow, down 15%. The thing is, we'll look at Intel and be like, "Oh man, Intel, they don't know what they're doing." But look, I mean, Intel's been doing. This is just what it does. It just does. It just has drops like this all the time. And you can see what happened. You want to trade when this starts going up, you can probably be in that for a few weeks because that's what it does, right? It comes down hard. And look at the upturns are not that bad. You just got to wait. You get a couple of green candles on this thing, and it'll probably run for a few weeks. It's its signature, right? So that is Intel. You said OSMH. I like that. Good, because and you're diversified. You got instant diversification on the SMH. Let me see something here. My internet is acting up. I'm trying to bring up the holdings real quick. Here we go. Slide them over here. And there's your holdings, right? Taiwan Semi. Juggernaut stock. I wanted to own that so long ago. I missed it. Okay, I'm going to wait for a pullback. It never comes. Anyway, NVIDIA, ASML Holdings, Intel, Qualcomm. Wow, they got more Intel than AMD. It doesn't say, yeah, it does. Percent, yeah. Okay. So yeah, a little bit of everything, right? Lam Research, Texas Instrument, Applied Materials, Broadcom, Advanced Micro Devices, NXP Semiconductors, Analog Devices, Micron, Kia Corp, and so forth. Xilinx, Skyworks, Microchip Technology. You got a little bit of everything in there. So I like that. I like that a lot. And you don't have to wake up. You don't have to, they had a bad chip design or something. You won't wake up to a 20% drop or something like that, like what happened to Intel a couple of quarters ago. I want to talk. All right, so it looks like I got everybody's questions. I want to go back to we talked about the SPY. We talked about what was it? What's the small caps? The IWM. Okay, we talk about the sideways action. I actually think just a little further. I think it will resolve itself to the upside. It's just coming in. Everything is merging, and then you should get that explosion to the upside. Qs. funny when I first looked at, thinking about the cues, I was like, man, I don't know. But then I pulled up this chart and I drew a couple of trend lines, and I'm like, man, I'm like, I think they can go higher. I mean, look at it. It's right in the middle of channels. It's consolidating. So even though that some of these fangs are bringing it down, I don't think it's going to last long. If it does, it'll just bring it down to the bottom of this channel, and then we should go up. As long as it respects this channel in that trend line right there, we're good. We're good. And, any downturn should be a buying opportunity for the most part. I don't think we have anything to worry about until it breaks that trend line. I remember here a lot of people were scared, and I did a video, go back. It'll be around March 1st, and I said, you gotta get long. You could buy this, and sure enough, we bounced. Anyway, so a little sideways action, and I see us going. We should continue to go higher, So I think it's all good in the Qs. What concerns me is, Miko, your message is gone. What concerns me is, now I'm gonna pull up the SPY again. We already talked about it. We talked about the channel. You can see it being drawn. And this is what worries me. And I like weeklies, by the way. I look at weeklies. I look at monthlies. I don't look at the dailies that much. I'll pull up the daily real quick on this one. You can see how it's same thing, right up there. I don't really see it breaking through that upper channel. Because why? If it was going to break through, it would have been last week. That was the prime opportunity to break through to the upside. It didn't happen. So, I can't see it breaking through. I just can't. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, this is what bothers me. I'm going to pull up the monthly. And that chart bothers me. Wow, this goes back to 2000. Look at that separation from the averages right there. I'm going to just, you can see the whole year, all the years, right? I'm going to zoom in now just on, oh shoot, wrong thing. I'm going to zoom in on this area, the last 5 years or so. And you can see how it's just elevated. Put some more height into that. See, it's just separating from the averages. I just think we're gonna pull back. Basically, this is not sustainable. It's just not. I don't even like looking at this monthly on it, because I'm like, it just makes me cringe. But, that's the SPY. It's very steep. So we have to be careful. Qs, I showed you the weekly Qs again, and it's the same picture for the most part. It's just going straight up. It's not quite straight up, but I don't like that angle. I like this angle. I don't like that angle. So at least it will, we needed to kind of get into the averages again. And how could it do that? All I gotta do is go sideways, a little sideways action, maybe for a couple, what was that about? Damn, it's almost a half a year. And then we could continue going up. So hopefully it doesn't, basically when we don't go up no more, it doesn't mean it has to drop. So that's where, people, might get concerned. It doesn't have to drop. It can go sideways. And if it goes sideways, man, that is bullish. That's bullish. That means it's not giving up the gains, right? So you could start low and you almost feel good and, hey, I'm going to start accumulating here. You bought 100 shares of Coinbase at 376, but that could be trouble. Although it was up today. I want to tell you what bothers me about Coinbase. And I don't know a lot about it. But I do know that they make... Let me pull up the chart real quick before I start talking. Oh, man. That's the monthly. I guess it's too soon. Can we mess with the hourly? Oh, wow. Look at that. What bothers me about it, I think you can get lower prices. What bothers me about it is, from what I understand, they make all their money on the transaction costs. Right, of buying and selling Bitcoin, transferring, sending, all that stuff. we seen the disruption. We seen the disruption in the brokerage industry when they used to charge for buying shares, buying commissions. I forgot the name of it. It's been so long. Commissions. Do you know back in the 90s, back when I started, and in the 80s, all commissions were $100 a share, $100 a trade. And then it went down to 50, then it went to 45, then it went to like 35, then it went to 30, right? Then it went to 20, 19.99, then it went to 9.99, and then 5.99. You see where I'm getting here? $5, then it went to $2. And then Robinhood come out free. And then everybody had to match. All right, so is it sustainable that they can keep charging transactions? Someone is going to come out. I mean, you can already do Bitcoin on Cash App for free. I think you could do it on Robinhood, the Bitcoin and the other coins for free, right? So don't you see where we're going? Is this sustainable that they can keep charging for their transactions? That's what bothers me about Coinbase, is for the long term, because I don't know. I just don't think it's sustainable. It's great what they're doing, and I get it. But if that's how you make all your money, now it could be something I'm missing. Like I said, I don't know everything about it, but I do know that. And I just don't think that business plan is sustainable, of charging commissions for transactions when certain companies already, you can do it for free. Free is where it's at. And, so that's what I think. That's what I think about it. I think Tastyworks, you could do it on Tastyworks for, I think it's free. If it's not free, it's very cheap. It's very cheap. True. Didn't think about that with Coinbase. Yeah. And I don't know. I know they giddy up. You listen to the business channels, and everybody's all excited about it. I don't see it. I did hear some commentator people. I heard some people talking, and they kind of felt the same thing. It's funny because I was always thinking that, and then so I heard some people validating it on some of these channels, and I'm like, okay, not YouTube channels, business channels. So I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought. How could how could this? So let's just watch and see. Let's just see what happens. It's got to be a better way. I don't know. I don't like the commission model anymore. So we'll see. And I think that so far the chart is demonstrating that. That's the hourly chart. That's pretty bearish looking. At least it found some stability, but when you look at it, it's still going down. Let me look at the 30. See, it's still going down. Right there, it's flat right there. So maybe it might turn. This right here, this level right there will be your higher high. And right here, now I'm really analyzing this thing because I don't do 30-minute charts. And then here is your higher low. So it did your higher low. If it can get up there, then it's officially in an uptrend for what it's worth, So I don't think it's time to sell if you got it. Don't, just kind of keep that in mind and keep some of these points. So you got that low right there. Let's see, this is a 15-minute chart. I mean, that can happen as soon as it opens tomorrow. This low is definitely important. It's more of that line. It's a little off, but right there. So you got some support right there. And then, of course, you got your ultimate support, which is right there. If it breaks that, I would say run. Who knows? I could tell you this. I want you to think like this. This is how you got to think. You got to think like other people. If it breaks this low, and let's say it does it somewhere right there. If it breaks this low, everyone who bought the stock is underwater. What do you think they're going to want to do? Right? Sell. sell. So keep that in mind. Now, let me go back to the, let's clear all these drawings out. And then I'll also show you this. And this is where you can always see pressure in a stock. So we close there, and I'll go here, right? All of these people here lost money. All of these people lost money, and we clear that out and remove this drawing. Always think like this, because it kind of lets you see if you're going to get selling or not. It's, and the people that bought there, these guys are the only winners. And maybe besides the people that got in on the IPO price, right? Those are the only winners in the stock. So it's not many. It's not many, so it seems like it might need to balance out. Maybe a little more sideways action or something, But let's kind of keep that in mind. But I don't like it. I don't like it because of that. This volume looks good. So we talked about maybe it's got to make a little higher high. This volume right here coming in on the green, that looks good. So that's a good thing, right? So yeah. I mean, it might be a trade here. And you see your lows, right? I identified 2 lows for you. 2 points where you got to consider what you're going to do. And, of course, the ultimate point right here. Now, I could tell you this. If it does reach this point right there, that will be a double bottom, okay? That'll be a double bottom. Most likely, it's going to bounce here. That's going to be a buying point. People's going to get in right there. So definitely don't sell, okay? It needs to break that and kind of close even below it. So, if anyone's, I might even put an alert in because this might be a good trade. What is that low? That low, the close, the open is 282.75. The low 282. All right, I'll say 282.75. Create at or below 282.75. And then I'll put a note. Consider buying double bottom. There. All right. See, now I don't ever have to watch it again. I'll get an alert to the phone. That's how you kind of do that stuff. Got any thoughts on CCL? I tell you what, I'm long on RCL. I am really squeezing out a trade. So I imagine these guys are trading the same way as RCL. RCL is Royal Caribbean. They just got permission by the CDC, I believe, to cruise in July. And I think they got to do a test cruise. So they'll be sailing most likely in July. From what I understand, bookings are strong, right? So I worry about being really long the stock because I think they'll continue to sell into that, offering secondaries and tertiaries and quadruplaries, keep offering shares for the most part. But the stochastic looks good. I think everything looks good. And also the event. I mean, it's still a couple of months because once these guys start the cruise and just think the media's going to be there, you're going to see people going, bon voyage, all that hype and stuff, and people's going to be wanting to own it. And they're going to be talking about good news. Oh, everything is fine. Nobody's sick, blah, blah, and all that stuff. And so I think you still got some rah-rah left to go in the stock for the most part. But I've been in the RCL. Let's see if it looks the same. Yeah, see a little stronger, a little more stronger. And see how it's struggling right there. Let me clear all this out. And I think you might get the same thing with Carnival. But we're right there. Anybody can see that. That's that resistance it's hitting. So what I've done is sold. This is a couple of months ago. I sold a 95 put, meaning if this stock closes below 95, I'm getting the stock. Well, so far I'm getting it because right now it's 86.95. But I've been selling for credit and then I've been rolling out. So far I'm up to 2 rolls. The first roll I did I sold a 95 put.
I got $6 for it, so that's $600. So basically, my price would have been $89. Well, that didn't work out, right? So when it got close to expiration, I closed that out and I sold another one a couple of months ago. I sold the 95 again for $200 credit, right? So now I'm sitting on $800 credit, $800. So as long as if this thing can get up to $95, I would have made $800 on a trade. If it doesn't, if it, I'm gonna, as it gets close, I think it expires in June, maybe the end of May or June. As it gets close, I'm gonna sell another 95 for a credit. I'm gonna keep pushing the months out until it allows me to get a credit. I need to keep getting credits, and I think eventually it will break 95, and that's why I'm selling the 95 right there at resistance. It's right about $100 level. So it's acting. That's the monthly. Let's go to the weekly, and you can see it's consolidating. It's doing what it's doing its thing. Look at that. Look at these. I just kind of draw this out for you so everyone can see it. It's pretty simple to see, and I actually like this one better than these, and I'll tell you why. So you see, right, up, this thing is tracking. I'd say trekking. I'm thinking of like climbing a mountain. I'm going with it. I coined another phrase. This thing is trekking up perfectly, right? This is perfect. What's great about zooming again, look at the slopes here, right? Down, down, down. Why is this consolidation is not going down at all for the most part. It's mostly sideways. This thing is ready to pop. It's ready to blow, right? So when you see that, down, 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 not so down, right? It's kind of almost wanting to go up now, but it's doing its thing. So it's gonna pop. I don't know what news is gonna come out. And look, even on light volume, that's good, by the way. You want to see consolidations on light volume. So yeah, I expect it to pop through, and I expect my trade to be profitable. I don't care if I hope it actually closes below 95 with my options price, so I can sell another one for $95. And most likely that one will be around $600. So what I got so far, I got 600 on the first roll, 200 on the second roll, and let's see what happens, right? I'm going to keep doing it as long as it's below 95. So that's how I've been trading this, and so far so good. So far so good, even though it's down here, because I'm keep rolling for a credit, It was a new trade I wanted to try out. I learned from somebody else that, got to give him credit, I just don't know who it is. And it's working. I like that. I like that a lot. Just kind of keep getting that credit. Just let it go. It looks like you're losing, but you're not, because I'm keep getting a credit. Only way I really lose if this thing just starts to tank. All right, say I got $800, right? But shoot, the stock is at $75. And I would damn near have to go out a year to sell a 95 put to get a credit, and I don't want to do that, but I would do it. Oh, man. You said, Jamal, you talked to Jamal, you said you got some leaps on CCL from CCL in, wait a minute, what you say, Jared, you got some leaps on CCL in for Monday? You're buying leaps on Monday? You got some orders in to purchase on Monday? Is that what you're saying? But I like the trade. I think Carnival has some running room. Because you see, I just showed you Royal Caribbean. And if you look at Carnival, if this was Royal Caribbean, it would be here. Somebody's playing loud music outside. Y'all hear that music? Listen. Let me know if y'all hear that. Anyway, see, this is where Royal Caribbean is trading. So if Carnival can do the same thing, it might get up here. It might get to 43, up in the 40s. So, we'll see. We'll see. But it's down here. So it's definitely show you that's a weaker stock. And what's that other stock? It's Norwegian Cruise. I don't know the ticker for that. Right? It's like Norwegian NCLH. Let's see what that one is doing. This one looks like it's like in the middle. It's between Royal Caribbean and Carnival. Right? It's higher than Carnival is on the stock, but lower than our Royal Caribbean. So they all, for the most part, doing the same. Look at the stochastic, man. I like them. I like the cruise. I like all three of them. I like all three of them. I like, of course, the one I'm in the best, but I like all three of them. So I think you got a good trade on JRH. Definitely consider. Give. I don't know what your trading plan is as far as getting into the leaps, but consider selling that short option as you know, like turn it into a spread possibly as it goes up. Maybe it goes up. I don't know. It just goes up, and then maybe consider selling turning it into a spread, and then at that point, if it starts going down, buy that spread, that short, the short spread. Wait a minute. Sorry, but yeah, buy the short spread back. Still brain fart, and then you can make kind of money as it goes down. It's like a little protection. That's kind of how I play some leaps. Or like if I'm in the leaps, straight calls, I'll let it run. Then I'm like, okay, it's toppy. Then I'll go ahead and cap it turn it into a call spread. And then if it starts kind of going back down, getting hit, then I'll just buy that spread back and kind of, I've been doing Peloton that way. Peloton, I'll pull it up. Been a little disappointing. That kid getting sucked in. Did y'all see that video? Oh, man, that was ugly. But you know what? That happens. That can happen on any treadmill. You know, it just happens. This Peloton's getting a bad rap right about now. That was an ugly video. Y'all got to look that up. Like, kid Peloton video or something, and it's on YouTube. But where are we at? 98. Oh, we bust 100. That's not good. Well, anyway, they report this week. So I took profits, but I'm losing. I got the 150, 200 call spread. I think I can't even remember. I don't got. It's not a biggest position as I had on before, but wow. That doesn't look good at all. I think the 80, yeah, right. 85 is the lowest. Yeah, right. Yeah, we're not quite there yet. Let me get rid of it right here. And it should bounce there, right there, about 92-ish. If we break that, and there's your head and shoulders even. Oh, this is ugly. I haven't pulled up Peloton in a while, y'all. I didn't even know it was doing this. Look at that. Can y'all see that? Look at that. If you see that, head and shoulders generally will break and go down as much as this distance right here. The head to the shoulder, the neckline. So that's about 150 to 93. Let's just call it 50 points. Wow. So that should be basically bring it to about 50. Right around here. So that line's actually too long. Let me remove that one. From here, 96, we'll say 46. It should go down to right about there. It's funny, I look over and here's some support as well. So it'll probably go maybe a little higher, maybe right in that area. Hopefully it doesn't break. Now, what else could happen is they come out, let's say probably, you know what, it's probably going to make a decision this week. I believe they report this week. It's going to decide if it's going to break this neckline or not. One of the strongest patterns out there, stronger than the head and shoulders pattern. It's the strongest pattern I ever seen, is when the head and shoulders doesn't break and it goes the other way. If that were to happen and it doesn't break, it will, and it would bounce up so hard and just kind of go something like this, okay? And it'll be something like that. So I'm gonna keep both lines here because I doubt if this one resolves itself sideways. It's either gonna break this neckline and go down, and that'll go down hard as well, or catch itself, whatever, and then just take off. So one of those two is gonna happen. So what we can do to play it is whatever way it moves, whatever way the momentum is flying, you could probably jump on board if it's going lower with the puts, just is going up with the calls. And no call spread, no leaps. I know I like the leaps. Straight up, I don't know, 30-day options or something. If it's going up, just ride it. And if it's going, because it's going to go hard, I doubt it if it goes sideways. I doubt it. So it's going to do one or the other. Hard. It's going to move. Let me see what the options are pricing this thing, the movement. So, yeah, it reports earnings. They're projecting a 10-point move next week. So that's 10%, right? It's trading about 100. So that's about 10% move. We'll see what happens. But it's going to move. If you can catch to be on the right side of that trade, you can make some money. You said CCL 30 to 45, January 2023. I like that. I like the 2023s. Call debit spread going for 3. That's nice. Let me pull. What is the trade at again? 27. So you got 2 years out for 334. A 15-point wide call spread. So for the most part, you're gonna make about $1,200 on that spread, as long as it reaches $45 in a couple of years. I think it will. I like that a lot. I think that's a pretty good. Well, yeah, it's definitely. Well, it's gonna start slowing down at 40. Pull up the monthly again. No, maybe, yeah, right around 43. You're right there. Your short strike is right where it needs to be. I like that. I like it a lot. I mean, 2023 is way over here. Could I draw the line, please? 2023, you're gonna expire. Let me delete that, because it's more the first month. I imagine you got the January's. I think that's the only 23. So that's kind of like a little, line that way. You're right there. I think it reaches that with no problem. No problem at all. I like those kind of trades, right? 3, 6, 6, 9, 12. You can make 4 times your money, 400% in 4 years. That's like 100% 4 years. It's actually, sorry, what is it? What are we at? 21, 22, 20. Let's say it's called 2 years to round it off. So you can make 400%, 3, 6, 9, 400% in 2 years. So that's 200% a year, right? So that's 100% every 6 months. 50% every 3 months. That's great trading right there. See, Mr. JRH, you're learning. I don't know what you know before, but you're trading like me. That's how I think. And you can keep putting on trades like that. It's gonna appear your portfolio is gonna start looking like you got 30-day trades on and stuff, because these trades. You could sleep at night with these trades on. You if anything happens, it's just I love it. I like that trade. I might have to do it myself. I've been playing the short-term RCL selling puts. When that finally crosses the 95 level, I might do a trade like that. So I like that. I think Peloton is going down if gyms reopen. Yeah, possible. I don't know. That's what this quarter is going to dictate, because for the most part the gyms have been opening up. I go to the gym, Planet Fitness, even though I still don't think Peloton is comparable to a Planet Fitness. I just don't think it is. If you were to buy what let's say, could I use the example of a $3,000 Peloton? Hold on here, I'm trying to pull up my screen. There we go. I want to be bigger when I say this. If you were to buy a $3,000 Peloton, and then what is it, $30 a month or something like that? I don't know. Let's just call it 30. Let's call it even 15, whatever. A $3,000 Peloton would be 300 months that you can be signing up for the Planet Fitness. 300 months. And it's 12 months a year. Basically, Did I just do that right? Is that 25 years of Planet Fitness? Did that Peloton just cost you 25 years of Planet Fitness? Yeah, that's about right, because a 30-year mortgage is 360 months, I believe. Yeah. So if I were to buy that, I don't think I don't know. I just think I'm committed. I'm committed to it. I want it, I'm committed. Right? So that's just my thinking. We'll see. They caught a bad rap with that video. That video was ugly. That was an ugly video. That video was responsible for about 20%, 15%. Ugh. So I think we're going to see, though. I think this is the quarter. Hopefully they give us visibility, because most of the companies has been giving us visibility in their earnings report, which is that's like great, right? So they can kind of see what's happening, so we can see the sales. Not we could see if they really slowing down, or are they picking up, or they got backlogs, are they resolving that? So I think this is going to dictate. And the chart is actually perfect, because if people are wrong, they're going to jump back on this bandwagon so fast, right? It's just going to, and that it will explain the move up. And if people are right, oh yeah, it's slowing down. Like, who said that? Was it Jamal? If it goes down, 25 years. If it goes down, right? If it goes down, people's gonna be the believers like me. Gonna be like, oh shit, oh my God, I want to be dumping my position, because there's no way the 150, 200 is gonna work. And this is, by the way, this is another reason why I like leaps, because even though it'll be going down and be going to the 80s area, it's still got so much time. The options won't be zero. I'll get some money for it. But if you got them short terms on, if you got like a 6 month on, or 5 month, 6 months is kind of long. 3 to 6 months, I'll call it. If you got one of those on and it starts dropping down in the 80s, them things are going to zero. So that's another reason why I like the leaps. I thought when we was at the 150 area, I should have adjusted the position a while ago, but I don't know. We'll see. A stock like this can turn like that. I think I thought when it was at 150, it was going to blow through that resistance and go to 200, but it didn't. It held it. Let me pull up Peloton. Yeah, see what's going on here. That's Peloton. Pull up the weekly. Oh, we reached levels of 171. Yeah, I put this trade on over here on this upturn, and we blew past this 140 area, which was the previous, right? This previous upturn. I'll put it right there. And I think I put that trade on somewhere over here. And I was like, man, I put it on too far out. Maybe I should have pulled it in a little. Then it started going down. I wasn't, no worries. And then then it started coming back. I was like, okay, yeah. And then now it's going down. I think right here with the video, that video came out a couple of weeks ago. I think right here was trading out about 115. Yeah, that video was responsible for about 15%. And just came down. Look at the volume. That volume right there, that's that video, right? People saw that video and got out. That's an ugly video. Ugly. But you know what? And Peloton came out and they was like, man, if you follow our safety. By the way, where were the parents? Where were the parents? Why was the key still in the machine? Why was the kids even able to operate this machine? So it's a lot of irresponsibility from the parents. Even after the kid was getting chewed up, the parents still, I timed it. I forgot how many seconds it was. But from the time that he got under the machine, the girl runs to get the dad, he's under the machine getting chewed up. And then he comes out and starts, once he finally breaks free, he goes run. The parents never even showed up. I'm like, I'm sure the little girl was like, Mom, Dad, Johnny's getting chewed up. And I'm like, how big is their house? I would be down there in a second. Anyway, so a lot of irresponsibility from the parents, negligence, I feel, from the parents. So I think Peloton is right. Like, This ain't us. Our instructions say don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. So but they selling it off. All the treadmills do it. You're just gonna hear Peloton. If like we hear car fires, Tesla car fires gonna happen every day. But when a Tesla's on fire, it's frontline news. Oh my gosh, a Tesla's on fire. So what? There's car fires every day in every city. You know what I mean? There's a good chance cars can catch on fire when you crash. Just that way. All right, so maybe electrical vehicles catch on fire a little faster. So what? Cars are not meant to crash. That's how I look at it. Don't crash your car. It won't catch on fire. When these things just start catching on fire out of nowhere, then we have something to worry about. But if you crashed into a tree, the car may catch on fire. Okay, so I don't know. I laugh at those stories, so yeah, it just is what it is. Anyway, but we're going to see. I'm very interested in the Peloton earnings. Oh, I can't see the comments. Oh, y'all ain't got nothing else to say. All right, so I only got 4 people watching. Most likely it's Jamal. It's Trading Mr. JRH. Is Maiko, and it's the Jewelry Box, my girlfriend. I don't usually count her because she's my girlfriend. She supports me on everything. She's like amazing. My support system, a one-man support system, and it's. I'm trying to think of a good word that's like strong. That word, whatever that is. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video. I think I'll come like, hey man, Michael. I hope I'm saying your name right. This live is for you, okay? That's cool. I appreciate your comments, man. It was real nice, genuine comments. Mr. JRH, you're always in here. Appreciate you. I appreciate you watching. Look, 4 people. I really appreciate you guys because if you wasn't here, I'd be talking to myself. And you win all of them. If you ain't all of them, you watching the replays and stuff. So I really appreciate you, man. Another great add-on. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, share me out. Let people know about me. I don't know. I get no love on YouTube. I don't know what it is. I come across some, because I do this, right? So my YouTube I get a lot of recommendations. I'll click on some people be boring, man. It's boring and wrong. And these guys got thousands of subscribers. I'm like, are you kidding me? It's funny. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. It's frustrating as well. It's frustrating. You're like, come on, give me a break. Are you serious? So anyway, but I appreciate you. And I like being here and I like doing this. I'm sorry my videos are not a little bit more consistent because work, I just be tired, man. I got a lot of, and I be wanting to get on when there's big market action and then I'll get home. I'll go sit on that couch over there, turn on Netflix. By the way, we just got Netflix. I'm about to binge watch everything I like and then it's done. Checking out generally I watch Amazon Prime and Hulu, but we just got the Netflix. So checking out all the Netflix movies and then I generally fall asleep and I'm like, I don't want to make a video. I'll make one tomorrow, whatever. I find an excuse not to make a video. So that's when my girl's like, come on, Dre, you got to make a video. They're waiting for you, So, and then Michael comes on a comment, hey man, you got to go live, So I'm like, all right, I'm going live. I'm going to go live. Anyway, so thanks for watching. If you guys got girlfriends out there, you got a lady friend, you got a wife, you need to check out the Jewelry Box. That's my girlfriend. She's the Jewelry Box because she sells jewelry. And she does makeup. She does it on you, and it's very nice stuff, and it doesn't cost a fortune at all. It's great. It's great stuff. Handmade stuff. Yeah, homemade, handmade. It'll be handmade, not homemade. So handmade jewelry. But yeah, she's doing her thing at the Jewelry Box on Facebook. So check that out. Share her channel to your wives and your girlfriends and stuff like that. I think they'll like it. She's live. She's live on there every day. All right. So not me. So you can watch my other half. When you don't see me, you can watch my other half on the Facebook because most likely she's live over there. All right, so I'm out of here. Thanks for everyone for watching. Share it out. You know, Instagram. Yo, you can hit me up. I was talking to Michael or yeah. Y'all hit me up in the comments. I hit you back and whatever, you know, whatever you want to talk about. Twitter, whatever. So Cashmatic, I talked to him on the phone. It's been a while, but you know, I got his phone number. I missed you, Cashmatic. I was thanking everybody. I just scrolled up and see. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, day one right there. That's a day one dude. So I appreciate everybody, and I am out of here. All right. We'll see what the market's gonna do. We'll see if I'm right. But thanks for watching, y'all. It's just by the way, let me just put my disclaimer out there. I'm a truck driver, just like a couple of you guys. I'm not professional at this. You know, I don't know much. All I do is tell you what I think, which, you know, you take it with a grain of salt. Even though, for the most part, it kind of be right. It's more right than wrong, I could tell you that. But I'm not a professional, so just kind of keep that in mind. If you want that professional advice, you probably got to seek a professional. All right, so thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate y'all watching again, and I'll hopefully put out the videos tomorrow and all that. You know how you know when I put out a video? You got to hit that bell. And then it comes right to your phone and all that.